What's up guys, Nico and me here, and today I'm sharing my list for the 10 Pokemon that I think need Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now as of right now, we know absolutely nothing from Pokemon Sun and Moon. All we really know are the titles, and they're based off suns and moons. It's called Sun and Moon, why wouldn't it be based off sun and moons? Anyways, my list could be completely different than yours. The 10 Pokemon that I want to see get Mega Evolutions, that I think need Mega Evolutions, could be different than yours, so please make sure to comment down yours below, and let's get to number 10. I'll be including possible types, stat boosts, and typings that these Mega Evolutions could have. At number 10, I have Mega Milotic. Now, I know Milotic on its own is a pretty decent Pokemon, but that's the problem. It's decent. Compared to all other water types that are pretty bulky, but also powerful, like Gyarados, Greninja, Starmie, Jellicent. There's just tons and tons and tons of other water Pokemon that are arguably better than Milotic. But with its new Mega Evolution, that would all change. Milotic would get the fairy typing to complement its fairy mermaid-like look. It will also get boosts in special defense and special attack, so that way it can dish out hits just as well it can take them. I also gave Mega Milotic the new ability Mermaid Guard, which makes it so every time it gets hit by a special effective move, its special defense rises one stage. This is very important because it's fairy water now, meaning it's weak to steel, poison, grass, electric. There's lots of things that can hurt Mega Milotic, so this will help counterbalance it. Number 9 is Mega Delphox. Now, when making this list, I thought of Mega Evolutions that are very possible to happen too, because what's the point of dreaming if the dream will never happen, you know? And I feel like the Kalos starters out of all the starters have the best chance to get a Mega Evolution. And I think Delphox is the one that needs it the most. Now, Delphox in an appearance type way was very lackluster. I didn't mind it, but I understand the hate towards it. It kind of went from this cool magician to this just very bulky looking magician old lady. And with its new design, it's a very cool looking sorcerer, magician, witch on a broom type thing. And it really capitalizes its witch-like looks. And it makes it look really cool. And on top of that, it's gaining some speed, some special attack. It's losing a bit defense just so it can compensate for all this new attack and speed. And it becomes a really, really fast killer, and it just makes it so its fire and psychic abilities can really pack a punch really fast because it has lots and lots of weaknesses. But if it's a fast Pokemon, it can take down its foes in one hit. Its new move, Magician's Cloak, makes it so whenever it knocks out a Pokemon, it gains speed. Basically, Speed Moxie. Number 8 is Noctowl. Now, Noctowl is one of those birds that is really weak, and it really can't do anything competitively, and it's not that popular either. But I think with a Mega Evolution, much like Pidgeot, we'll really see its popularity rise and its power rise. I made it Dark Flying because normal flying is just not a good typing, and with Dark Flying it can get stab moves like Knock Off and stuff like that. Also, I gave it a boost in special attack and speed and defenses too, so that way things like Hurricane can do lots of damage as well. Also, with this new Dark typing, Dark Pulse is another option. I gave it Gale Wings to make it more of a fast sweeper and hopefully give hope to a hopeless Pokemon. Cries immensely. Number 7, I have Mega Ninetales. As a Fire Fairy, this Pokemon is coming to sweep a team near you. Now, it's very, very unlikely for a Pokemon like Ninetales to get a Mega Evolution out of nowhere, but I feel like Ninetales, if any Pokemon, is really reminiscent of the Moon and the Sun. I just get a Sun and Moon vibe from it, don't you? I don't just get the Moon, I don't just get the Sun, I get the whole package. I get both of them combined into one Pokemon, and that's Ninetales. I feel like the Fire Fairy typing really fits it, especially in this design, which I really love. I think the boost in special attack and speed will make it a really good sweeper, and I gave it the ability History. History is a new ability that makes it so if you use the same move twice, the chance of you getting a critical hit goes to 35%, which makes it so this Pokemon would really become a really good sweeper. I think a 35% is not too overpowered, but still really good, and it makes it so you can encourage Ninetales to use its move more than once, which I guess is a good thing, I don't know. Number 6 is Mega Meganium. Now, I think the Johto starters have a really good chance of getting Mega Evolutions in Sun and Moon, but I think Mega Meganium is the one that needs it the most. Giving it the Fairy typing makes it so its grass isn't too bad. It makes it so its typing isn't like weak to everything, but also now it has the ability to kill lots of things. Magic Guard makes it so it doesn't, die all the time, and HP, defense, and special defense makes it so, again, it doesn't die all the time. Mega Meganium, the problem with normal Meganium is that it just dies all the time without doing anything, and I think this makes it a very bulky, very strong, defensive Pokemon that can also do tons of damage, and I don't really love this design that I have right there as a fairy. It looks more of like a ground grass or something, but I'm thinking more of a just like a big Stegosaurus with lots of pink plants, and not so tough as that one, if that makes sense. Number 5, I have Lilligant. Now, I know it's another grass in a row, but grass Pokemon are some of the Pokemon that need Mega Evolutions the most. And Lilligant, I completely forgot Lilligant existed before this video. I looked up some Mega Evolution designs online, and I found this one. I was like, wow, this would make me love Lilligant. It looks like some type of Egyptian dance priestess. It has the new ability Thorn Fist, which makes it so when you use a grass move on a Pokemon that's super effective against grass, so ice, fire, flying, it makes it normal effective instead of half effective. And I think that would really help it because grass, again, as a typing, is very weak, and it's weak to lots of things. And this would make it so Lilligant doesn't die so easy, but it also makes it so it can do lots of damage too. And I gave it the fighting typing, so again, it can do lots of damage. I gave it the attack and speed boost. This basically reminds me a lot of Mega Lopunny, and I think that would be a really good example for Mega Lilligant to follow. Number 4 is Delcatty. Now, Delcatty is a very weak, normal-type Pokemon, but you know what else it is? It's related to the moon. Skitty evolves from a moonstone, and it looks like a mooncat. It just really does. Giving it the dark fairy typing makes it really feel resemblant to the moon, and it also gives it a really cool design, as you can see right there. I gave it the ability Pixelate, so it can have stab, fake outs, and I gave it attack and speed boosts, so basically you can have a, dark fairy beast that is really fast and really powerful, and I think dark fairy would just be one of the coolest types ever, and I think Delcatty, if any Pokemon, would really rock that typing. Number 3, a Pokemon that probably either you didn't know existed or you feel really bad for, and that's Dunsparce. Dunsparce would get the Mega Dunsparce Dragon form. Now, Dunsparce looks like a little twig that hasn't grown up to a tree yet, and it would get the Dragon ability, it would get Intimidate, it would get the attack and speed boost, and it basically would turn into a really strong dragon type out of nowhere, and I think that that's what Dunsparce evolves. Dunsparce is such a weak little Pokemon that deserves to grow up, and I think a Mega Dunsparce would turn into a dragon, would really, really fit his lore, and it would just make lots of sense, and I think it'd be really, really cool to see Mega Dunsparce go from a thing that is impossible to use to a really strong dragon type. Speaking of Pokemon that could be really strong but aren't, Mega Arcanine at number 2. Arcanine literally is, quote-unquote, the legendary Pokemon, but it's one of the most loved Pokemon too. And you know what else it is? It's not that strong, and it needs to be strong to follow up to its name. It's loved, it's the legendary Pokemon, that's literally in its Pokemon Dex entry, and it's not strong. So I think an attack and speed boost, along with the new ability Mighty Roar, which whenever it gets switched in, it gains a stage of attack, and it would just make it so it's a really strong, fast attacker, and it'd be lovely to have. To see Arcanine be a really cool-looking Pokemon to a really cool-looking, strong Pokemon would be really, really cool to see, and it needs to happen. If you didn't see this coming, I don't know why you clicked the video. Mega Flygon is number 1 on almost every fan's list, and it might be number 1 on yours, it might not even be on yours, but you have to agree, this Pokemon needs a Mega Evolution. If you look at all the other dragon types, you have Salamence, you have Dragonite, you have Hydreigon, you have all these Pokemon that are so strong. But then you look at Flygon, an awesome design, but a Pokemon that is just so weak for what it is. And it's a dragon ground type, and it needs to be strong. And this would make it extremely strong. It basically, in this picture itself, it looks really cool. It looks like a very, thin, agile dragon ground type. It has, little dust coming from its tail and around its face and around its hands, and it just looks so cool, and it looks like a speedy attacker, and it would lose defense, and it would lose special defense, but it would gain tons and tons of speed and attack. It would become one of the fastest, if not the fastest dragon Pokemon. Sorry, Noivern. It would also be one of the strongest. Being able to go outrage super fast, faster than almost any other Pokemon, would be really, really beneficial, and making it super strong would make it really, really usable too. So obviously, Mega Flygon is something I really want, and I think a lot of other people really want. And Flygon on its own, it's a decent Pokemon. It's just not a good dragon Pokemon. So I think to live up to its typing, to live up to its appearance, it needs to be really strong too. Thank you so much for watching. If you made this to the end of the video, pat yourself on the back, because I probably wouldn't have. No, I'm just kidding. But I will be doing these Pokemon Sun and Moon top 5 videos every other week until the game comes out. So every other week, you're going to see a Pokemon Sun and Moon top 5 or top 10 video until holiday 2016. So hit that subscribe button if that's what you want to see and you like this, you want to see more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been Nico and me, and I'll see you guys next time.